down. Well, it may be down, but if you understand it, you'll be in a really good position. So I think all of us have got to take notice of all the articles that they put on the homepage. They are so current, and if you understand this information, it will really empower you. Because, like I said, for myself, and obviously I've done quite well over the last couple of years, but I could have quite easily just spent all of that money. Being the kind of guy I am, I'm very good at spending. My wife will tell you that. But I know me, right? And you all know yourselves. So I know when, like I said, I've known Kalpesh 18 years, and my previous history was that of a big spender, right? Spending it quicker than it comes in. But I know that about me, so I took some steps and I changed who I was going to be, and I made sure that I didn't do silly things. I didn't spend everything I got on a car, which is what I did the first time I made loads of money. So if you've never made loads of money before, and all of a sudden it comes, you can get a little bit out of control. So handling yourself and watching how you react to certain scenarios will be a good, what's the word, way of being self-aware. Kalps always talks about when you're aware of where you are in life and where you're heading, because look, you can change your daily actions by a little bit, and the trajectory of where you're going to end up in a year's time is massive. But most people don't understand that. So I think taking the time to reflect on how you are in this situation. Are you reacting or responding? And I remember...
Love that, Dizzy. And I just want to say, just at the back of what you just said around, being in the right place at the right time, right? I mean, at the back of what happened with Terra Luna, the government have announced that potentially they're going to make stablecoin a coin that can be used for transactions in the UK, which is incredible, it's going to be like an accepted currency that they're really looking to do that with stable coin. I saw an article saying that HMRC said any crypto losses can be offset against any profits that are made in the future with crypto. So there's loads of things happening at the back of something that hasn't worked. When sometimes we could be thinking of something that that's gone wrong or bad, but actually there's always good that comes out of that. I remember when I was made redundant 5 years ago, and I was like, oh my God, this is such a bad thing, like what am I going to do? But it was the best thing that ever happened to me. So everything always works out from what feels like a tough time at that point. There's always something good going to come out of it, new learnings. And the other thing as well that I want to just say is what you said about with regards to all these questions around Kapish and Keith and Ryan and Sam, they've all set up this whole new company, and people are got all these rumors going on. Guys, do you not know who these people are yet? Why do you need clarification? Why do you need to make a call to check that information? How is it that you do not know these people by now? What is your we're so quick to react to a bit of news, and just, our belief just, hits the floor, right? Suddenly we don't have belief. But actually, why is that? I heard the news a little while ago. Somebody called me and said, oh my God, I heard this, Ryan and Kapish and Keith, they're all in a new project. And, I don't even need to check. I know they're not. Because I know who these guys are. I know who they are. I know in my heart who these people are. Really get connected to these guys, right? Who are they? And would they do that to you? If you think they would do that to you, you got to question your listening of these guys. Yeah. How much respect and love that you have for these guys? How much do you really know them that you have to get something like that checked out?
So, we were talking about when we get things that we're not happy with. So I remember when Kalpesh couldn't present, right? And everyone got used to Kalpesh's presentation. And there was a little bit of people were unsettled. When's Cowpush going to come back? When's Cowpush going to come back? But then what came out of that was nuts and bolts, right?
Yeah.
And how amazing is it to have nuts and bolts on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and then have it on leadership, right? Because what puts the business together is nuts and bolts. You know, the nuts and bolts revolve around you. And I just want to share this one thing about reacting and responding, right? And this is something I learned many years ago. So we can say a reaction is almost you're not really thinking when you react. And I'll use a doctor's example. When they prescribe you with some medicine, they ask you, are you reacting? Is your body reacting to the medicine, or is it responding? Okay. Now, a response is regarded as a positive, right? So if you imagine the difference between a reaction and a response is a reaction is just a knee-jerk thing, right? And a lot of people will react. I remember when I first learned this, as a hairdresser, I used to have yellow hair, right? Can you imagine me with yellow hair?
Oh my God.
And one day I walked into a pub and I had yellow hair, I had a yellow jacket, I had yellow jeans, and you could say I looked like a banana, right? And I went into this pub and I was the only brown person with yellow hair. I mean, I was the only brown person in the first place. And this guy started giving me a lot of abuse, right? And I'd learned about this reaction and response in my earlier days. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to react, because clearly this individual wanted me to react and have a scrap or whatever. And in the end, once he finished, he said, I said, have you finished, mate? He went, yeah. I said, oh, can I buy you a pint? And he didn't know what to do, because I was responding to him, not reacting. And the response is when you think about what to say, or what's the intention here. And because I've had so many crazy hairstyles, I'm very good at responding to people, because I don't react. Everyone stares at me. Well, everyone used to stare at me because of my weird and wonderful hairstyles. And the thing is, I don't react. Every partner I've ever had said, oh my God, look, they're all staring at you. And I don't react because it's normal. So right now, you know, with our own selves, I would say, why don't you become aware of when you're reacting and when you're responding? Because your reaction is something you can't control, right?
Yeah. It also reminds me, Dizzy, of you know, loads of personal development. You know, people talk about it, isn't it? The impact of cause and effect, right? Is that you can either be at the effect of news and the effect of change, or you can be the cause. You know, and you get to choose. Is that, do you want to live your life being at the effect of situations and people and things, or do you want to be someone who goes out there and causes it? Like right now, with whatever's going on, right, is what are you causing, right? I was saying this to my group yesterday, right, is that, you know, we all show up on leadership, we all show up on nuts and bolts, you know, nearly 1,000 people are on today, right? But I'm looking down a list here on the side of participants, and it's always the same people who have their videos on, their hands raised, they're ready to speak, in their good energy. You know, it's always the same 20 people. We've got 13 hands raised. It's always the same people. You know, there's another, I don't know, 960 something people who never raise their hands or don't even put their videos on. You know, go out there and cause something. You know, when you show up, like you're showing up in a high frequency, high energy, you know, it's really creating something out there in the universe when you show up like that. And it's, you know, no surprise that, look, Danielle's there. She's always the first to raise her hand. She's in good energy. She's positive. She's excited. And I'm sure her life is freaking smashing it all over the place, right? She's really living her best life right now. You know, she's in just a really, really great place. You know, as leaders, like, we're showing up, right? You know, I show up for my team every Monday, doesn't matter what country I'm in. You know, 8 o'clock is a power hour with Supertel in our team. And, you know, and that just happens. You know, it happens no matter what's going on, because that's who I want to show up as being. I want to be cause in leading my team. So yeah, like what are you causing out there? How many people are you showing up for? Like, and again, something that I shared with the team yesterday is, you guys are all showing up here, on Zoom calls, on leadership, and we get so used to consuming other people's content. We become consumers all the time. When are we going to become creators of content? When are we going to start being our self expression and sharing, our journeys, our power? Like when, like really, it's really, really important, like for you to really get like, how many people are you serving? How many people are you impacting? Because I said yes to Hyperverse, there's another 4,000-5,000 people who have been impacted because I said yes. How many people have been impacted because you said yes?
Yeah. And also understand that within your circle, you might be the small percentage. Because look, the facts are only 5%. When they talk about when people leave school, only 5% will actually make it to financial freedom. It's going to be the same within your circle. You might be the small percentage within your community that sees a vision, okay? And it's understandable that people may be against you. People may say things and you'll be the minority. But this is where the minority get together and get recharged, right? So right now, all of you are going to go out there. We call it the battlefield because people are used to their own things, right? And what we're doing is we're pioneering. My wife, she's with crypto.com, and she went for the staking program, and she went for one of the high cards, and she's now got a crypto.com private card. And it's when she got her card this morning, it said, welcome, because you're one of the pioneers of the beginning of crypto. So the people that are around you may or may not believe you. They may say, oh, well, I told you this wouldn't work, right? If you turn around and say, I can't withdraw any money, there you go. You don't need to share that information. But what you do need to know is you are pioneers right now, and expect some resistance. Yeah, if somebody you know says something, don't be surprised. I would. The one thing that Kalpesh said the other day was make no your vitamin, right? So when someone says no to you, you know that out of 10, 8 people are going to say no. Once that person said no, say great. I only need another 7 no's now, and they're going to feel like, what do you mean? Say, don't worry about it, mate. See you later. Next. Take it away from them. You've got to be in charge, right? So understanding when you go out there in the field, you might be on your own, but understand that nuts and bolts, every Tuesday, Thursday, this is your army. These are your people. And once you start building a team, you're their leader and you'll bounce off each other. Because however you show up is how your team are going to show up. They're only going to learn from you, like you said, Sue.
Yeah. And actually now is a really, really great time for you to really take your leadership to the next level. I talked about it on one of the nuts and bolts that one of the sessions that we did in our Monday call is we talked about the 5 levels of leadership written by John Maxwell. And it was really great, right? Because, to get to the pinnacle of leadership is like, what do you stand for? How do you show up? And it's like, how do you get people just to follow you because they just love what you're about? And really just refining, who you are and how you're showing up for people. Because a lot of people in the beginning will just follow your lead because you know something that they don't, right? Or they'll follow you because, you can help them. But imagine they just follow you because of what you stand for. Like, it doesn't matter where you are or where you're going. Like, they really believe in who you are and what you stand for and what you represent, right? And it really is just about that. Like, when you look at Kalpesh and Keith now and where they are, yes, they've helped a lot of people. Initially, people would have followed them because of, the impact that they've made on this community. But now you get like, they don't have to do what they do. They don't have to do it, but they continuously show up. They continuously show up, and we're now in a place like we follow them because of what they represent and what they stand for.
Mm.
And it's just awesome. Like, what are we doing? Like, all of us as leaders, like, what are we doing to build our brand? What are we doing to have people, really engage with us? Where is your level of self-expression? I just want to quickly share something, right? Is something that I learned at Landmark when I did the self-expression and leadership program was, your levels of self-expression. We all start off at the lowest level of self-expression, which is, around just yourself. You're just thinking about, what do I need? What is it that I need to know? How do I need to? And it's just all about you. And the next level is around you and your partner. So you start, raising your game around your self-expression, because you're now speaking on behalf of you and your partner, right? Then it goes into family, like you, your partner, and your kids. So you're increasing your level of self-expression. Then it's around your kind of community, or your actually it's your group, like your friendships, your wider extended family. So suddenly now you're raising your self-expression to that level. And then it's your community, your neighborhood, the society that you are in. And then it goes to an organization level where you're standing for something that you represent. It could be your business, or it could be the business, like it could be Hyperverse. And then the highest level of self-expression is where you're really sending out a message to the world. How many of you are at that place where your message is getting across to the world? Where you can really make an impact. Like, what is the message that you're sending out there into the world? So I really, request of you, like, and invite you to have a look, and it shows, right, is, that so many people are hiding. When you've got so much to offer, we often say that the graveyard is the most expensive place because people die with their gifts, right, inside it. They don't share, like, what, their message or, their self-expression. And I would just want to invite everyone, like, let's not let Danielle get to the first of the, the list every nuts and bolts. It's always Danielle, Sonia, Leonard, George. George is in Australia. He should be half asleep right now, but he's always there, on point, with his hand raised. Mario's always there. So, guys, I really invite you to really raise your level of self-expression, right, and start showing up on these calls, and let's hear your story. Let's hear your success. Somebody in my group said, well, I never know what to say. Just show up and have a go and say, maybe, what, thank you for running these sessions. Just acknowledge somebody on the call, right? Just say what you're grateful for on the call. It's all good. We want to just hear from different people, and I'm not saying that we don't want to hear from you, Danielle. It's always a pleasure. But I would really love to hear from more people in the community, and I think it will offer the people that do always speak, offer them something new as well, right? So yeah, I really would invite people to really raise their game and their level of self-expression. Now is a good time to do all of this sort of stuff. Really take yourself on and build your muscle in speaking, and in sharing and showing up as a leader.
Yeah. Because look, this is more than an opportunity to create wealth. This is an opportunity for you to grow as individuals, right? I know with every company I've got involved with, it's about the money, but it's not about the money, because who you become in this industry is the real gold. Because once you become that person, you can do anything, and you can all grow as individuals. So I would say use this time, like you said, to express who you are and take advantage, because look, everybody who's in is a pioneer. Yeah, when you look at all these great inventions that have been out in the world, and you watched other people become pioneers, this is your opportunity right now, because you are pioneers already. It's understanding that you're not in a job. You're part of an industry that's unregulated, that's about to get regulated, and you're in there first. So within your circle, empower yourself with the knowledge, and no doubt you'll be rewarded.
Yep. I'm super excited about being in the crypto space, Dizzy. You know, like I'm really, really excited. And I know like 18 months ago, I was really scared. I was scared of like the technology. I was scared wouldn't know how to use it. You know, all of that. But I just really leaned in and learned. You know, like I said, you know, I took on doing presentations and I became like hyperverse, right? And I think there's so much more opportunity for people to learn. You know, Bitcoin has gone down, right, in price. Like, what an opportunity. Like, you hear what I'm saying, people? What an opportunity. Bitcoin's gone down, right? You know, it's such a great opportunity to really learn and just play. Like, you know, what else can you do? Where else can you, you know, leverage the learnings that we've got from this business? You know, in the last 18 months, like, not only have I learned how to, you know, use exchanges. I've learned how to use crypto in my daily life. You know, like you said, you know, Jay's gone and got the crypto.com card, right? And she's become one of the pioneers. Kappa's got the top card with crypto.com, and it's come on his card. It says founding member. And I'm like, how do you become a founding member of like crypto.com? Like, what the hell? But because he went for the black card, the top card, it says founding member. And I'm just like, wow, what an acknowledgement that you believe in the company so much that they've made you a founding member, which is incredible.
I mean, Jay's card looks amazing. It's a metal card.
Yeah.
It's got like an icy white color.
Oh, you got the icy white one. Ooh, amazing.
White. Yeah, I've not got mine yet. I've only got the free one. I haven't gone for what she's gone for. But again, these are opportunities that are present right now for us all to be pioneers. And I think if we focus on the wrong thing, we're going to miss the biggest opportunity of our lives.
100%. And as well, I think it's in tough times that, you know, it's very easy for us to pivot and go somewhere else. You know, it's very easy to you know, to feel sort of shaky and start thinking, oh my God, like, you know, and like Keith said, you know, loads of people have come to him with different opportunities, you know, and that's what we do, right? You know, when the going gets tough, we start going somewhere else. And then what are you going to do when the going gets tough over there? And then what are you going to do when the going gets tough over there? Like, who do you end up becoming? Somebody who just doesn't commit. You know, so you got to really, like, you know, wake up and like look at who you're being day to day. Like, look at who you're being and the impact that has on the people around you. You know, I'm all in with Hyperverse. I am, you know, all in, and my team are all in. You know, we've had some really great energy on our call on Monday, and it's just a great place to be. You know, and actually, I'm creating, you know, how I'm being, my team are being. Like Dizzy said, like, however you're going to be, your team's going to be that way, right? So I'm really creating a clearing for people to show up in my space, to be empowered, to be, you know, like, to become leaders, and to become people who can be counted on.
Perfect. Shall we open up now, Sue? It's 7-11.
7-11. Love it. Let's do it. All right. Danielle, you can unmute. Go ahead.
Greetings, Danielle.
Greetings. So nice to have the two of you. What a special treat.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you. So many golden nuggets today. So I've been educating myself, and the more I educate myself, the more excited I'm getting. It's just like, I'm just so excited about everything that's going on in this whole space. So we had a great training call last night with the Canadian team. And, you know, all along, I've been doing it like I've been told to do it, and it's been working. But what I'm realizing now is I'm starting to develop my own style, to be me, it's really cool, actually. I'm having a lot of fun with that. Yeah, so I mean, listen, you know, the way that we're told to do it is fantastic, but I'm just putting more of me in it. So that's really, really cool. And the other thing, Dizzy, that you were talking about being the minority in my community, I've always been the minority in whatever community I've been in. but it's okay. And I'm so not attached to the results. And I just reconnected with a lifetime friend of mine, and we haven't talked in like 10 years, and she's getting on a call on Thursday. She wanted to know all about it, and she just wanted to know more and more and more, and I was just being me. So thank you. Great nuggets today.
Amazing. I love your excited energy, and I love it that you're bringing your self-expression into how you want to do it. Really great. Well done, Danielle.
Remember, excitement is the foundation of life. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Totally.
Without excitement, none of us would be here, right?
Well, don't we all want to be around excited people? I don't want to be around bland, boring, so thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Danielle. Sonia?
Hi, y'all. Hi, Dizzy and Sue. How y'all doing?
Hi, very good. Nice to see you. You're always here, even though you're working. I love it.
Right. Yes, when I can sneak away, I will. But yes, thank you both of y'all for always being present when Cowpatch isn't. Y'all are so knowledgeable. Like I told Cowpatch, I tell y'all too. I gain a lot of knowledge and wisdom from y'all. Preferably, y'all have more team members that they're not in. I don't think they really have the concept of what they have. Some of my people, some of them do. But oh my gosh, I preach it to them every day. Y'all don't know. Y'all are living your best life. Y'all need to like pop it up. But I work with them every day. So basically, all I can do, you know what that old saying is: you can lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink. I'm trying to force it in, but anyway, I'm just keep it moving, and every day I'm finding new prospects, so I'm great.
Amazing. I love that. Well done, Sonia, for hanging in there, even though you're surrounded by a few people that are that you're having to kind of force. But again, I think again, don't be attached to forcing people to do anything, right? Somebody came on my call yesterday and said, "Oh, I'm not sharing this with people because I feel that of integrity," and I'm like, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. That's the beauty of being in this community, right? And what we're doing in Hyperverse is you could do it at your pace. You can do it if you want to do it. You don't have to do it if you don't want to do it. No problem. But you got to get that. Whatever you do or whatever your actions are, you're going to get those results. So yeah,
that's correct. Well, like I told you and Calvin before, my main goal is to help my husband, who has muscular dystrophy, get his own personal van, handicap accessible, everything. If he wants to drive, he can drive. So that's what my goal is. And of course, building up the community.
Yeah.
Number one.
Amazing. Thank you, Sonia.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye.
Oh, look, so Sue, you wanted some new faces. Here's a new face, look.
I know. Hey, Milan.
Oh, hey there, guys. Hi, Sue. Hi, Dizzy.
Hi.
How we doing, mate? Long time no see, man.
Yeah, long time no see. Listen, I was on a call with Sue yesterday, and I said I really need to step it up a little bit. And even though I join these calls as much as I can, really, and like everyone else does, I don't tend to put the video on. I don't tend to put my hand up. But you know what? It's got to be done now. I'll try and do it as much as I can. Most of the time I'm driving because I'm dropping off my daughter to clubs, so it might not be possible. But the point is, I'm plugged in really, and thank you very much to both of you for helping out and giving advice and all these tips. It's made a big difference. It's been huge. But you know what? The revolution is coming. I don't know if you guys seen the Hyper Nation videos. It's just so exciting to see that literally it's going to start now. I know Hyperverse has been going on for 2.5 years. You've been saying it with Calps, and Sue, you've been in it as well. But if you look at the videos, the latest videos, Hyper Nation ones, literally, yeah, I'll tell you what, it's going to change the whole world. And if people can't see that, and as Sonia just said right now, you can't necessarily force people to join and do things, but you can try as much as possible and help them. But yeah, hopefully this is just going to go to the moon or to Mars, as Ryan Sue says.
Yeah, amazing, Milan, and I love it that what you said there. Like, but we need people like you to come on and really bang the drum, right, about some of these new opportunities. And when people in the community, just like you and me, we're all sharing, we're all taking opportunities up. When we're all talking about it, that's what really then raises the energy, and we start bringing people with us, right? So thank you so much for banging that drum. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Thank you so much for showing
Take
up
care.
today.
Take care,
Thank
mate.
you. Hey, Leonard. Can you unmute now?
There we go. I was unmuting when it was trying to get me to unmute anyway. Sue, nice to see you as usual. Dizzy, always a pleasure to see you here.
Hey, Leonard.
And I just wanted to highlight something. Actually, you both touched on it, and I think it's really important when it comes to one of the crucialities of this whole adventure, and that's inviting people. And Sue, you kind of brought the point out when you said, some people are of the mind, well, actually your context was when they're on the call here, well, I don't put my hand up because I don't know what to say. And I think that's kind of a place of mind that a lot of people have. And when it comes to, picking up the phone, that 500-pound phone, right? I think that's such a great point, because if we are thinking that we don't know what to say, and Danielle, actually, what a bright light she is. She hit the nail on the head. She is now being herself. I'm kind of getting off my topic here, but she's now being herself. To me, that is authenticity.
Yes, 100%.
And if we sit here and think, I don't know what to say, and then we construct something to say, that's not being ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like about the point that you made. So if we can just pick up the phone and jump right in. This is a landmark thing, Sue. You probably recognize this. Just pick up the phone and be yourself, and look at Danielle's example, and probably numerous other people could relate to this as well. Anyway, I just wanted to highlight that point. Thank you so much for making that point.
Thank you so much, Leonard. Really good to see you. I love it that all these people show up as leaders, like they're really contributing. That's the other thing as well, Dizzy. I think in the early days when we started presenting, it was like, we were really increasing our vibes, right? Because we have to operate at a level of frequency when we're presenting. We've got to really bring it. So when people show up here with their videos on, they're really bringing that energy, which is exciting. And George in Australia, come on, George.
Oh, come on, mate. This guy is...
Hey, guys. How are you doing?
You can't even speak. He's that excited.
No, I wasn't going to start speaking until you unmuted me. I didn't want to listen. So I've done that heaps of times. But guys, this is seriously exciting. It's now 4:21 here in the morning, and to get in and play this game, I set an alarm for 3:15 so that I can reserve a spot, and then for 3:25 so I can get dressed beforehand. It's all good fun, guys. Come and have some fun with us. But what's really cool is that you get in fun and you start getting some results, and people start saying, oh, can you come and talk on this? Can you come and do this? Can you come and do this? And it's like, yeah, it's so much fun. It's heaps of fun. But what was really cool was a week and a half ago, I got my car serviced. I think I was talking in the session, and I was at the set when I was having the service done. I was doing a Zoom session for my sister, teaching her how to set up the HVT, MetaMask, and all that sort of stuff. The guy on the table next to me at the end of it says, he says, you've been talking pretty loudly. I said, oh, yeah, Calpesh told me to talk loudly. He says, you've been talking pretty loudly. He says, and you're wearing a Bitcoin shirt. He says, but isn't Bitcoin crashing? I said, man, you should be buying. You should know if it's crashing. If you've got something to sell it then and buy back as it gets down the bottom. You can make a shitload at the moment. Oh, sorry, you can make a heap at the moment. And he's going, oh. And he says, well, he actually works in a local super scheme here in Australia, superannuation scheme. He says, oh, yeah, we get pretty good returns for our people. I said, yeah, but we get released 0.3% a day. It's 9% a month. I said, how much is that compared to your super? He goes, oh, we might get 12% a year. I go, yeah, well, do you want to know more about what we're doing? And he goes, can you give me your details? I said, sure. And I said to him, well, here, put your details in my phone. I said, I'll send you a text. I'm too busy at the moment to follow you up. I've got a whole heap going on. If you want to talk to me, you have to call me. He goes, yeah, I'll call you. And I walked away from that, and that was a week and a half ago. And I was starting to get, yesterday morning, I was starting to think, that guy hasn't called me. I'm thinking, that might have been a dud. Lo and behold, yesterday morning, he calls me up and he says, can we do a Zoom today? I go, oh, yes.
Amazing. Well
So we did
done.
Zoom. He signed up for his free account yesterday. He's going through the whole lot. And he says, the numbers in this is so much better than what I'm spruiking in superannuation for people. I go, you betcha. I said, we're having so much fun and things like that. Just get involved, share it with people, have a heap of fun. And guys, what I wish for everyone else who's on this call is that see this thing big. Okay, the rewards are huge. And yes, things are a bit topsy-turvy at the moment. We've got vision from the guys. Go back and re-watch the story of and the due diligence thing, but particularly Ryan's story, like when he's up there and he's doing his doing his mining up in China. Remember that he's moved from there where it was costing him $40,000 a day to run his mining, and he's moved to Dubai where he's getting it for free with sunshine power. Like, how smart are these guys? Anyway, guys,
I
see
love
you
it.
big. Have lots of fun. Catches.
I love it. Thank you so much, George. And what I'm really getting from you is that the reason why you're still excited is because you've done your due diligence over and over. You've reconnected to your faith with the people. So really well done, George. And people are going to be that way with you. The people that you're signing up, the people that you're sharing with, and that's why they call you. Well done, George. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
JB.
Hey, how we doing?
Good. How are you?
Yes, yeah, great. Yeah, seeing you two jump on tonight just like brought back memories when I first started 14 months ago.
Yes.
When I first started, I had on the back of me, I had 3 failed businesses. I had a family that never thought was good enough, and had this, that, the other. All these lies that were put into my head, and I said, I need to plug in and play. I need to do 100%, go 100%, and turn up every day. And I turned up every day for 3 months, non-stop, watching all the, all the information, all the technical training, and since then, you just know the people who are here that keep turning up and keep seeing it and keep doing it, that aren't seeing this as a bad time. I see this as an amazing time because we're in the space for information and education, and we get rewarded as a process. So if you see the information education as a first, then you're still getting the information education, so just learn it while they're updating the system. And I've seen the past 5 or 6 weeks as a massive plus, and I'm thriving off it, and I'm helping my team. I have a leadership call every Monday, and I'm helping my team to grow. And I hit VIP 2 on Sunday. So from a massive fear and lack sort of mindset and what's being forced on me, I broke down all those limiting beliefs and everything, and I've grown through it. And yeah, this is from plugging in and playing, turn up 100%. So thank you. It all started with you guys, and I really appreciate you. One love.
JB, even back then you were inspiring so many people with your journey. I remember you being in your kitchen, having your dinner when you used to join those Zoom calls, those Zoom presentations. And it's so great to see you, you're at V2, and I loved what you said there, you're just empowering your team, and